Good afternoon. My name is Demethruis T. Boyd. I am the proud but yet humble pastor of the St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church here in Mineola, Texas. I am a native of Jacksonville, Texas, born there but didn't have an opportunity to be raised there. Air Force child and well-traveled. I've had a unique opportunity to span the globe and on many spheres, and by God's grace, He has given me the assignment here in Minneapolis to pastor here at St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church. Wonderful place to pastor in a wonderful city with so many great and wonderful people. We are a very culturally diverse church with kingdom on the mindset, and a kingdom-based, kingdom-hearted church seeking to grow God's kingdom in accordance to His will, work, word, and way. By God's grace, I've been here 7 years here at St. Paul. By God's grace, we have established ourselves in the community as a church, not only in the community, but a church for the community, to where we cross all types of barriers, socially, spiritually, as well as the endeavors of a community-hearted, minded church that seeks to grow the community in all aspects and build and grow and establish bridges of any type of separation, either in a social or a spiritual setting. It's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to be a part of something great as God is doing in this wonderful city and town. And it's great to be working with so many great people. And I just enjoy my tenure here. And it's my prayer that God continues to grow this ministry, as well as the furtherance of His kingdom through this ministry. So I'm married, 23 years, 2 wonderful kids, one in college, sophomore at the University of Mary Hardin Baylor. The other one is on his way to the armed forces. It's wonderful to see them grow and mature here in Mineola. It's also a great privilege to have a wonderful wife who is a school teacher, and she teaches 8th grade, all aspects of from English to science to administration as well. So it's been a privilege to have someone wonderful working by your side in that respect as well. I like to say how proud I am to serve here and serve such a great people who have learned and grown together and have definitely come together in spirit and in truth, seeking to grow in Christ, as well as grow one with another in fellowship in Christ. And it is this type of fellowship that we share with the world and this community, and we seek to expound and expand on that as every opportunity that we get. So it has been a wonderful privilege to be here, and I really enjoy everything God is doing. I've traveled to Italy, Turkey. I have a brother that was born in Turkey, actually. Philippines, Germany twice, Colorado, Montana, Louisiana, all over the United States, California, of course, North Carolina. Louisiana was the last stint as far as the Air Force was concerned, in Barksdale Air Force Base in Bossier City, Louisiana. Had some wonderful times. Really enjoyed the Philippines. Had an opportunity to get some pure sugar cane off the trucks, which was very, very unique. Also enjoyed to be a part of different culture and cultural diverseness, and to see how people do things differently and have different mindsets towards life itself, as well as a general basis of how everyone operates. And then you learn so much from so many different types of people that you come to have a love and respect for not only a culture but also humanity as a whole. So it's a great privilege to be able to expand your horizons on different planes and see and experience different things, so your mind can be open and to understand different types of diversities other than your own.
So what was it like for you growing up and moving from place to place?
Growing up was a challenge. It has its pros and it's also its cons. One of the good things was that you were fortunate to see and view different areas and different scenic views and all types of different types of landscapes and horizons as a whole. One of the shortcomings of it was the fact that it was hard to keep friends. You only had a year or two to grow to know someone, and then you traveled off to somewhere else. So from one standpoint, it was wonderful from the opportunity to see different types of God's creation, and then also to experience different relations. But then the sad part about it, those relations didn't get opportunity to expand in any kind of longevity. They were short-sighted on many times because there was also a lot of moving. But I really enjoyed the opportunity to travel. Some of the best piece of advice that I've ever received over the course of my life was when I first started in the ministry. There's a sense of being on fire. I mean, there is a zeal like never before. I mean, you want to go out and save the world. You want to take on every challenge, every battle, every fight. You just really want to get out there like a quarter horse. I mean, you just really want to just go. One of the most profound things my pastor shared with me was basically slow down. A fire that burns fast don't burn long. And he gave me the advice to just take your time, grow slow, and you'll find out and learn more things about people and ministry and reaching people than you can about being overly aggressive and being a Bible thumper from the context of being too preachy to where you push people away instead of winning them to Christ through a commonality of faith and sharing of the gospel truth. So that was one of the most profound things, and it really resonated with me well and caused me an opportunity to understand ministry, then to jump in and then have challenges of people, places, and things hinder that ministry. So that was one of the most impactful pieces of wisdom that I received that has played dividends to this day. I think it was my second year here in 2009. I was doing my annual yearly physical, and in the course of my annual yearly physical, I had a colonoscopy done, and they did use anesthesia, so you would sleep, but prior to that, I was fasting for they said 3 days, but I went a little bit further. And ironically, I love to cook as well. So before I was getting ready to go to the doctor for the colonoscopy, I whipped up and prepared a lot of food that I was going to prepare when I got back home, because it would have been the first time that I had an opportunity to eat after the fast, which normally I just ease my way in. But at this particular time, I really was going to dive in. And the previous week, I was sharing with one of our members that I had a dream, and in that dream, there was fire in that dream, and I shared with that member that he was going to go through a trial by fire, and I was too, and mine was going to be a physical fire, which had spiritual connotations, and his was going to be just strictly a spiritual connotation representation of the judgment dealing with fire. And that next week, after the colonoscopy, and I returned home, I began to prepare the food, and I was feeling good. I mean, I had one of my deacons drive to the hospital and drove me back, and I sat down and put everything on and sat in front of the TV and had everything ready and prepared, and it was cooking, and I sat down and I went to sleep. and the anesthesia was still on me, and I didn't feel like it was on me, but it was still on me. And 3.5 hours later, I was passed out, and I just heard something say, the voice say, "Open your eyes." And I was laying on the couch, and I couldn't see because the room was full of smoke, and the house was on fire, and the kitchen was ablaze. And I got up and went to put the fire out, and I had on what was at that particular time one of those mesh, not to criticize Nike, but one of those Nike's little workout shirts type deals. And when I went to put the fire out, some of the fire had caught on, splashed up, and caught me from my face all the way down to my arm. And when I went to put my arm out, it took my skin off with it, which left a beauty mark. And I always say it just shows me how culturally diverse we are, because we all are the same color. And so it's a nice little token of my affection towards the diverseness that we all are, but nevertheless, how we all are one in Him. And that's how I got this beauty mark. It came steam from a fire, and then by God's grace, I did get the fire out and did get to the hospital and start the healing process. And by the way, I did get to eat after. So God be the glory. If I had a time machine, more than likely I would go back to spend time with Christ, to see Him physically, and just to hear Him audibly and see Him physical. And if I had the privilege just to touch the hem of His garment, I would definitely go back to that time and spend time with Him to get that wisdom and that teaching firsthand. I get it now from the spiritual side and the revelatory side of Him. And I often ask myself the question: if that was the case, would I be doubting like some, or would I be the follower that I feel I would? And that's a very unique question that anyone could pose to themselves, because we always say, how could we have Him there? But we never could know what we might do, may or may not do. So if I had a time machine, that's where I would go. And then also I would spend more time growing to learn my Father more, and understand Him more. If I had a time machine, that's what I would do. The gifts that God has favored me with are, in my view, aren't your traditional minded pastoral mindsets. Many pastors, they have different callings and different ways that God leads them to grow the church. However, my responsibility that He has given me is not specifically just to the local church as far as the building, it's to a community. And in reflection of that, I'm not just St. Paul's pastor, I am a community pastor called to win that community for the glory of God, and to enhance that community to reach its fullest potential. And it's easier to do from a faith-based standpoint than it is from a political or from other arena standpoint. My calling is not only to a church, but it's for a community. And it is to grow that community to reach its fullest potential on every plane that it can, from the social to the schools to the political, but yet from a faith-based perspective. And to see those things operated in a kingdom mindset, in hopes that it does grow that community, and it can be a benchmark for other communities that it is possible for people to come together and grow, glow, and go for the glory of God. It is possible that the American dream can be what it's been called to be, but from a faith-based standpoint. And I honestly believe that those things are prevalent and they're true to be able to be done. And so my calling is mainly to enhance and grow the things that are already there, but to do it from a spiritual kingdom mindset, that Christ will be glorified and he will get the fullness of his honor. Well, that's a little bit about me. I am Demethruis Boyd, proud but yet humble pastor of St. Paul, and I am your neighbor. God bless, and may he keep you is my prayer.